Good morning. How are you today? Well, we have a light spring rain, and we're being teased back into spring. Overcast, a little chilly, but not terrible. The big news, I think, is how this nation has never been able to fulfill its original promise that all men are created equal, and then we added women. But we've been imperfect in both categories, men and women, races, color, you name it. And it's hard for me to understand why that's the case. I probably, like you, I've not felt that way. And any person who lives a life long enough, you would think would be tolerant of what other people do to get through life. I'm thinking especially, of course, of the attack of Asian places of business in Georgia by a 21-year-old with a 9mm gun bought legally, who killed 8 people, and 6 of whom were Asian. And I wondered if we get more details if the 2 who were not Asian, who were killed, were maybe customers at those services. The names of the businesses signal that they were Asian-run or Asian-owned businesses. So the question has become, is this a race crime, a hate crime? And the answer seems to be yes. Of course, the question then is, can we prove it? And the question of how to prove it rises or falls on what additional evidence they have. You know, emails that he wrote, things he said to people, and so forth, to flesh out his intention. He still gets prosecuted for the murders, and it's not a defense that he had a sexual addiction. In fact, that sounds like kind of a made-up excuse to avoid the enhancement for it being a hate crime. Now, what is it about America that has these kinds of crimes? Well, it seems to be built into a segment of the population in its DNA, because it's gone on so long. But you also wonder if it's toxic nurturing. When I was young, I did some acting. I attended this school, the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and we did South Pacific. And the thing about doing a show, a musical or any other play, is because you rehearse it, you think about the lines and what they mean. And I just played a CB in this show, but we had some dazzling performers. And there's a song that they sing, and this was a controversial show when it was first put on Broadway. You have to be taught to hate and fear. You have to be carefully taught. And it sticks in my mind to this day. Don't ask me to try to sing the whole song. But it does seem that we are taught to be discriminatory and racist. And you and I are not in that category, but others embrace it and are weak to it and seek, excuses to hate. And the religions don't help. I'm sorry, apologies to those who are religious. But if you're truly religious, you're not a racist and you're not discriminatory. But we have those who plainly are. That's one of my big concerns today. And I think it's been fostered by Trump and all those members of Congress, the Senate and the House, in the Republican Party, who, they go around misrepresenting the name of China. We have so many Americans who don't care to know or understand the differences in these nation states and their religions and their beliefs. And as a guy who's done some martial arts and lived in mixed communities, I just don't understand what kind of sick individual would go and get a gun to go kill someone because they were Asian. There's another possibility, a positive one, that I'm thinking about today. You may know that on MSNBC I've appeared from time to time with Maya Wiley, who is an extraordinary woman, who is an advisor to the mayor of New York and has been very active in a number of functions that have led her to decide to run for mayor of New York. And I spent some time with her off camera as well, when we'd go out and have meals with Ari Melber a couple of times. And she comes from a family that's cared about these issues. And right now, because of the political environment, she is one of two women who are seriously considered as possible nominees to run for mayor on the Democratic side. And she's managed to get matching funds. And that's kind of exciting because of all the mayors of New York, we've never had a woman. And of course, whatever woman that is would be a very talented person. And I think that's Maya Wiley. Yes, I am. If I'm biased, it's a bias for Maya. I've seen her under circumstances. We've talked before she's gone on the air and afterwards. And we spent some time together talking about the loss of family members. So on the other side of the scale, from a fella who'd reach out and kill people just because they were Asian, we have a woman who's a person of color who is sympathetic to individual rights and liberties at a time when we need more people like that in leadership positions. And I think we need more women. So that's my thinking for the day. So hope you're having a good day, and run between the raindrops, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.